Respect to everybody that respect to Together. Respect to Queenie Eat. Respect to Bronze. Brooklyn, dude. Why you change your name, Jersey Hood? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Well, no, Jersey Hood would have changed his name. Okay. Okay. So let's get this thing started. I'm glad the women are in here. This is about the women. This is about the women right here. So right here, we as y'all as melanated black women, y'all have to y'all have to take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. Okay. And no reason I said that is I get you, Jersey. I get you. Just hold on. No reason I said that is too much I don't see too many of our sisters who's pregnant, having a child, going to the hospital and getting mistreated. They've been getting mistreated, right? They get mistreated. They get mistreated cause of medical care. Down here in Georgia, a woman went to Southern Regional, had a baby. Baby was stuck. Head, neck was broke. The baby was dead, and they wrapped the baby up. Wrapped the baby up, and wrapped the baby up, and gave it back to the mother, and the baby was dead. Tell me how that could be. Tell me how that could be. Tell me how that could be. Spec Commissioner team. Tell me how that could be. Right? Tell me how that could be. Cause one, that was malpractice, and they said the female doctor, which was a melanated black doctor who did it, that she was contracted, right? And that puzzled me. That puzzled me. And here's another one right here. Let me see can I find it. Let's see can I find it here. And she's not the only one. And a medical staff, a medical staff mistake causes black mother to die after childbirth. and the husband was there. The husband was there, and the woman was telling the doctor, her primary doctor, I think he was off, whatever, but they didn't contact him, and the baby survived, but the mother died. And she told them that the procedure they want to do, she didn't want it. That malpractice. So the medical care that our women get in our community when they pregnant is not up to standard. It's not up to standard. They do not they do not feel like that our women is is they don't know what they're talking about when they know their own body. They feel like our women be lying about they in pain, what they're going through when they are pregnant. I tell you now that that is wrong. It's it's more things that need to be done, right? And we are got to got to come together as one to curb this issue with our melanated sister who's pregnant not getting the right native care that they're supposed to get at the hospital or at the doctors. Let me read this. I'm gonna read part of it. I'm gonna talk about it. Right. It says new document reveals mistake made by medical staff caused death of black woman who died after giving birth at a Brooklyn hospital. How do how you call that a mistake? And some of we trust the folks at the hospital, at the doctor's office, that they know what they're doing. But our women get poor medical treatment. Respect silverback. We get poor treatment. Our women get poor treatment at the hospital when they give childbirth. So they try to tell us that our women do not know their bodies. They try to tell us that they be faking the pain that they be having when they go to the hospital to see about what's going on with them and the baby that's inside them. It reminds me of this woman in Ohio. She goes to the doctor, and the doctor didn't do nothing for her, and they try to prosecute this woman because she had a miscarriage, and the baby wasn't alive. It was stillborn. It wasn't going to have life. They tried to prosecute her because the baby was in the toilet. That's what I'm talking about right there. So it's many more stories of our sisters who goes to the hospital and don't get treated fairly, especially when they with childbirth, and they don't know that they always in pain, right? Newly released information provide more insight into what led to the death of Christina Fields, a 30-year-old black woman who died after giving birth at a Brooklyn, New York hospital last year. Despite Raw Ace symbol, Fields passed away in mid-November after undergoing a C-section at Woodhall Medical Center. While there, the mother of three went into a medical crisis. The staff performed the procedure. Her fiance, Jose Perez, claims she did not want the surgery that was not a part of her original birth plan. See, that mother, all I'm gonna ask some of the women in the chat. When y'all pregnant, y'all had a birth plan, right? And the doctor that you're seeing that supposed to take care of you, y'all work out a birth plan. But this hospital did not go by that birth plan, right? That hospital didn't go by the birth plan. Respect Rimrock. That hospital did not go by the birth plan. So, and she didn't want the procedure, the surgery that they were going to give her, because she had a birth plan, right? They said her baby's heart rate drops, and there's fetal distress. Newman said the family attorney previously explained to local news she's rushed in for a C-section, and we are investigating and have learned from the medical examiner's office that there was pooling blood. The New York Times secured a two-page document or initial findings from New York State Department of Health. Its investigation notes were created on December 18, just over a month after her passing, and revealed that a mistake by the medical staff played a role in what happened, cited miscommunication. That's not a mistake. They did what they want to do. They should have called her primary doctor, who was seeing about her, that know her condition right then. They should have communicated that with her. They should have communicated that with her, right? But they didn't. They should have communicated with the doctor. They didn't. So they call it a mistake. They call it a mistake. It claimed the surgeons failed to notify other members about field complications from the procedure, which notably breaches the safety and health regulation. It mentions a urinary artery injury, which ultimately resulted in a material death, according to the report. So they didn't communicate with nobody. You see how they treat our women. You see how they treat our women, right? You see how they treat our women. And that right there is that that can't happen. That can't happen. That can't happen. That cannot happen. That which breaches the safety and the health regulation, right? Okay. Parameters called Field's condition after the surgeon added that something was visibly wrong with his fiancee, and hours after her son was delivered and brought it to the staff's attention. He alleged that the staff did not notice her complication. You tell me how the world that a medical professions, her fiance had to come tell them there was something wrong. How the world they could notice there was something wrong? How the world they can't tell that something was wrong? See, see, people don't look at that right there. Miscommunication goes on all the time, but you can't have a miscommunication when a woman you didn't go by her birth plan. You didn't call her primary doctor who would take care of when she was pregnant. You didn't communicate that something was wrong, that complications that happened during the procedure. You didn't realize there were complications after the procedure. Now this is a melanated black woman that we're talking about that they did wrong. Respect Black Butterfly. Now tell me how that could happen. The Time noted that the documentation doesn't include her name, but but they know who they're talking about, right? We know that. In addition, the Time reported that two other anonymous sources who worked at the facility claimed that some staff members were urged to go to training or review the policy at the field incident. I'm gonna ask y'all a question, chat. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. What if they would follow the protocol, the procedure, her her birth plan, her delivery plan? Would you have to send some staff member to retrain? Would you have to send somebody to retrain? Respect Nate the Great. Would you have to send somebody to retrain? Send them to training and and go to training or review the policy at the field. This is it. What would you have to go send them to review the policy if they knew the policy or retraining? Why would you have to send somebody to do that if they already knew how to do it? That's neglect right there. That's neglect. Neglect. Per the document, the department informed the hospital leadership that there is need to immediate action for a patient undergoing procedure to prevent serious adverse outcome. Serious adverse outcome. What more serious can it be that a mother who went in labor, you did a procedure on her, did a procedure on her that she didn't want, and you didn't know the complication after the procedure, and she dies. How? Tell me how that is possible. How they gonna? You know how they gonna do it now? How they gonna spin it like, oh, we still in retraining, to review the policy. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. But you messed up. You didn't have professionalism. The people didn't have no kind of professionalism. Cause we having too many of these our sisters that's not getting taken care of in the hospital while they're pregnant. Especially Ayana, serious ass. We having too much of this going on in in the hospital. Too many malpractice, too many mistakes. Then all of a sudden, oops, we made a mistake. We send them back to training, review the policy. Why is that? We know they ain't gonna admit guilt in those situations. They're just gonna call it a mistake. They're just gonna call it a mistake. They're just gonna call it a mistake. How can you call that a mistake? How can that be a mistake? You play with somebody alive, they go to the hospital, you're supposed to try to save them. A black melanated woman who goes to the hospital to have a child, that's supposed to be a beautiful thing. Now that guy, he got a baby boy, but he don't have his fiance. The baby boy do not have his mother because of y'all mess up. There's some black women that go to the hospital get taken care of, don't get taken care of, not here with us because so-called mistakes for the hospital. That's a mistake that costs a life. That's a mistake you can't afford not to make. Now the family's suing them for $41 million. With $41 million make up for it? No, it won't make up for it, but it helped take care of her baby. But her son, I guarantee you, he rather have his mother here. There's a lot of mistakes going on. People don't want to take responsibility for their actions. Not only in the hospital, not only in the police department, not only at people's jobs, not only at the schools, not only at anywhere else you go. So why do people why do people why do they want to make excuses? Why they want to make excuses? Why they want to make excuses? Why they want to make excuses? Respect, Kevin. Why they want to make excuses for their employees' mistakes? Why can't they just say, "Oh, they messed up. They didn't follow protocol." Then you just say, "Oh, we sent them back to training or to review the policy." A mother do not go into the hospital, go into labor, go to the hospital expecting not to come home. A mother do not go into the hospital, go into labor, go to the hospital, have a child, and expect the child. She expect the child to be alive when she have him. Too many mistakes been happening to our melanated black sisters in these hospitals. Too many mistakes. Then when the husband or the boyfriend or the fiance say, "Hey, something don't seem right," you don't want to listen. You don't want to listen to them. Don't want to listen to them. Don't want to listen to them. They know something wrong with their wife, their fiance, their girlfriend, and the mother that goes there knows something wrong with their own body. They know something wrong with their own body. They know something wrong with their own body. We will take a quick commercial break. We're gonna take a commercial break right quick. Then, then ladies, men who got anything to say can come up.
Hey, you guys, what's going on? This is my newest design. This is something that Armando always say. It sounds good. It sounds good. It sounds good. So I decided to make something. So tell me what you guys think about this. I hope you guys like it. Your girl's busy. Talk to you later. What's up, Wolfpack, 20 East Nation, Armando, D Truth, Miss April Showers, Ren Rock TV? What's up, you guys? Thank you guys for loving and supporting me. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Have a great one.
Yeah, we are in the midst of keep doing things that it's kind of crazy how some of our women that don't get proper treatment. Then there's some that do. This was I'm for the reach out something. Y'all for the trip out. Okay, make sure I got the mortality rate of a black women in pregnancy. Black women had the highest mortality rate in the United States, 69.9 per 100,000 live births. This for 2021, almost three times the rate for white women, according to the CDC. Right? How many black women get prenatal care? Right? Here we go. Black women, when compared to other ethnicities, have a lower prevalence of early prenatal care in the first trimester, with ranging from 8.1% to 74.81%, while compared to white women, it varied from 44.9% to 94.0%. Respect single Armando. What percent of black maternity deaths are preventable? Preventability of these events may be higher among black than white women. And instead of maternity death, 46% of blacks and 33% of white maternal death were considered potentially preventable. See, like I said, that woman death in Brooklyn was preventable. If they would have communicated, right? If they would have communicated, that was preventable. That was, that was preventable. So I'm looking at this right here, the big picture. I'm talking to my melanated black sisters. Some probably don't have kids or plan on having kids. Right? Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Make sure that you're in good health. Ask a whole lot of questions. Have somebody there with you to ask some questions. Because our melanated sisters shouldn't be going through what they're going through at the hospital or the doctor's office. They shouldn't be. They should be going through none of that. Data show that the maternity mortality rate for black women between ages 30 and 34 is over four times higher than the rate for white women, 53%. Existing health conditions such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure can be detrimental to a pregnant woman. And this is the maternal health crisis. When compared to white women, black women are more than twice as likely to experience severe pregnancy related complication and nearly three times as likely to die. And that increased rate of death has remained about the same since U.S. began tracking maternity mortality rates nationally in the 1930s. Respect my Catholic system on the here. Why do y'all think that? Do y'all all our black sisters get treated like they're supposed to get treated in the hospital when they're pregnant? Do y'all think so? Do y'all think so? I don't think so. Cause think about it. Our society, you think black men are looked down less than, but our women, our sisters are looked down more as less than. They are nothing. They are nothing. Respect, Joe. They are nothing. Okay, let's go look at this right here. I want to ask y'all the question. What ethnic group receive the best prenatal care? What ethnic group receives the best natal care? That's a question for you, chat. That's a question for you. That's a question for you. Y'all won't give you the answer. Won't give you the answer. Won't give you the answer, right? Approximately 79% of non-Hispanic white experience at least adequate prenatal care, while only 68% of Hispanic mothers and 69% of black mothers receive adequate care, right? And this right here, we talking about adequacy in treatment, accuracy in prenatal care, accuracy in when they get ready to deliver. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. The prenatal care and the care they get while they get ready to deliver. Why do they? Why do so many our sisters that's pregnant don't get the treatment? They don't get treated right. Respect's foolish. You're right to commission. You're right. We're not getting our brothers, our sisters are not getting the right care they're supposed to be getting. They are not. Why is that? Is it because we don't take care of ourselves? Is it because we don't take care of ourselves? Or is it because they don't like us? They don't care about us. What is it? That's that's all I want to know. What is it? What is it? What about that they don't like? They think that we can't do nothing, that our women do not deserve the best care they can get. I don't think so. And the sisters, other men out there want to know, and the sisters, and the brothers that want to come speak on this, they can. So this involves our community. That involves our bloodline. They've lost our community that they are going through. So what's not to like? What that is not to like? Should we just say, oh, the F with it, and let them do what they want to do? Should we just say, let them, the medical staff, and know our cries, our women cries for they being in pain and not going by the birthing plan that you have? Should we just sit by and let our women suffer by themselves? Men, we got to step up and talk for our women that are having our babies. We got to step up. We got to step up. Because if we don't step up, who's gonna step up for us? Nobody gonna step up for us. How are we gonna? That's why our birth rate in this country and around the world is down because our women is not getting the proper treatment. They're not getting the proper treatment. When they gonna get the proper treatment? How are they gonna get the proper treatment? You gotta find the right doctor for yourself. It's just like finding the right car, find the right house. You gotta do your background check of these doctors and these hospitals. Cause the good hospitals don't mean they're good at what they do. Cause it don't matter what business you got incompetent people in everything that goes on in life. And I saw a story, right? How do our how do you try to fool a mother and wrap the baby up in a blanket, and we all know the baby can't hold the head up at that young age, but try to fool the mother that the baby is alive. You're right, Commissioner RT. Commissioner RT said another reason is issue with transportation, childcare, scheduling appointments, and taking time off work. You're right. You are absolutely right about that. Some women can't afford to go to the doctor just about every appointment. Some some women can some of our females cannot afford to take time off of work. And some of our women do not have transportation. So what do we do? How do we combat that? How do we combat that? How do we combat that, people? How do we combat that? I just wanted to come on here and give y'all some thoughts, something to think about. We gotta start taking care of ourselves. We gotta start taking care of our women. You're right. You're right about that too. Not living with a partner. So what should we do? Should we start taking matters in our own hands and doing what we do? So that's what I just came over here to talk about. And I might be back a little later to talk about something else. And that's been on my mind ever since I seen it. But love you, appreciate all of y'all. And I'm gonna just go ahead and do this right here. Enjoy this.
Don't ever change for anybody. Don't ever trade your soul. Don't even listen to him. He don't know nothing at all. Try not to get too involved. But really it's breaking my heart. How you keep changing for him. Never forget who you are. You butterfly. You're a butterfly. Butterfly. Wings spread, just let it fly. Butterfly. Butterfly. What is life without brightness? Be alive. You were never quiet, never so shy. Now you're so serious all of the time. Show me that smile, it's not too late to reinvent yourself. Ooh. Bust out your cocoon, spray on your perfume, and go enjoy your new point of view. There's no way you can lose, the world works for you. Now that you're
Check me out. Check me out. Oh, wolf pack. Wolf pack. Check me out. This is just a sample. I'm not finished. I kind of messed it up a little bit, but you see where I'm going with it. Don't forget to hit that like button, y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back a little later. We might gonna try to have some fun. Respect to the commissioner team, two together. And you're right about that too, the commissioner team. Negative plus negative experience of care. Do you think the medical personnel really care about our melanated black sisters who are pregnant? Think about that. Think about that. Do y'all really think they really care about our sisters when they pregnant? And on that note, I will be back with something else. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna try to have some fun. And I just wanted to talk about that because that needed to be talked about. Peace and love to everybody. Love and respect yourself. Love and respect yourself. Because when you go to the doctor or the hospital, you do not expect your sister, your mother, your sister, your mother, your wife, your girlfriend, your fiance, or your baby to be dead. You expect them to be alive when they're alive when they go in. They should be. You expect them to be alive when they come out. And and then there's some people say that in the field, in the medical field, they call it a mistake when something happened to our brothers and sisters. See, and I don't feel like our sisters, our other people should be done like that. It goes on. It goes on. Love and respect yourself. Because you love and respect yourself, you will see through the BS. Love yourself. Because nobody's gonna be able to love you than you. Peace. I'm out. I will be back. I will be back. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.